Have you ever felt like there's a message meant just for you? Today we're unlocking the secrets of a nearly forgotten book, The Shepherd of Hermas. This ancient text was once cherished by early Christians, almost as popular as the Bible. Why? Because it's filled with visions, symbols, and messages from angels. A spiritual guide for anyone seeking hope and second chances. Imagine finding a map to a better life. That's what this book was for its readers. It's not just a story, it's an experience that challenges and inspires. The Shepherd of Hermas asks the big questions: am I good enough? Can I be forgiven? Is there hope for me? Its answer is a resounding yes. No matter your past, there's always a path back to the light. This is a message of grace the world needs now more than ever. So open your heart and mind. Let's step into this mystery together. We'll walk with Hermas, see what he saw and hear what he heard. We'll uncover the hidden meaning in his first vision. This is more than an old story. It's a lesson for living. Are you ready to unlock the secrets of your own heart? Let's begin this journey. Let's discover the power of the Shepherd of Hermas. The adventure starts now. Who was Hermas? Not a king or prophet, just an ordinary man like you or me. Once a slave in Rome, he gained his freedom, became a businessman, had a family, and faced real struggles. He knew worry, regret, and the pain of watching his children turn away from goodness. Hermas carried a heavy burden. He felt he'd failed his family and God. He also carried a secret shame, an impure thought about Rhoda, the woman who once owned him. He never acted on it, but the guilt haunted him. Hermas felt unworthy, weighed down by regret and shame. This is the man we meet, not perfect, but struggling. The visions didn't come to a saint, but to someone who needed hope and forgiveness. That's why his story matters. We all have struggles, regrets, and secret shames. Hermas shows us that even in imperfection, we can be called to something greater. His journey is our journey. If you've ever felt unworthy, you're not alone. Hermas's story is proof that hope finds us where we are. Even the broken can be chosen. His story speaks to us all. Let's see what happens next. Hermas's story begins on an ordinary day, walking alone by the Tiber River near Cumae. The sun was shining, the water flowing, a peaceful moment for reflection. Burdened by worries, Hermas stopped to rest and pray. He confessed his sins, his children's choices, his own failings, and that secret thought. He laid his burdens down by the river, seeking peace and forgiveness. Suddenly, the world changed. The air grew still, silence fell, and Hermas felt a presence. The sky seemed to open. He was wide awake, but seeing something not of this world. It was a vision. The barrier between heaven and earth disappeared. An ordinary moment became extraordinary. The spiritual world broke into his reality. Often it's in our most honest, vulnerable moments that we're open to something greater. Hermas's prayer opened the door to a message from beyond. When we're truly honest with ourselves and with God, we become open to transformation. This was Hermas's turning point. His journey into the unknown had begun. What would he see next? Let's follow him into the vision. The adventure deepens. Hermas looked up and saw the heavens parting. A great white throne appeared, shining and empty. Awe and fear filled him. What did it mean? Then an old woman appeared, radiant and ancient, holding a book, accompanied by 6 angelic young men. She approached the throne, the angels showing her deep respect. Hermas trembled. Who was she? Angel? Queen? He only knew she was powerful and holy. The old woman saw Hermas and called him by name. The angels led him to her, inviting him to sit beside her. Hermas, a former slave, now sat next to a heavenly being. He felt small and unworthy, but he obeyed. The woman looked deep into his eyes as if seeing his soul, his secrets, fears, and guilt. Then she spoke, asking about his sin, the very one he'd just confessed. The vision was personal, cutting to the heart of his shame. Hermas couldn't hide. The message was clear. Nothing is hidden from the divine. This encounter was about to change everything. The vision was speaking directly to him. What would the old woman say next? The answer would shape his destiny. Let's listen in. The old woman looked at Hermas, not with anger, but with sadness. She asked, "Why are you sad? You're usually patient and cheerful." Hermas explained his sorrow, his children's choices, his broken heart. The woman listened, then revealed a deeper truth. Your children are a reason for sadness, but there's a greater reason, your secret sin. Even thoughts matter, she said. God sees the heart, not just actions. Hermas was crushed. Was there hope for him? The woman answered, "Yes, there is hope, not because you deserve it, but because God is merciful. Forgiveness is possible, but it must come with change." The message wasn't just for Hermas. It was for his whole family. God was angry because Hermas had been too soft, not correcting his children. He was responsible as the head of his household. The lesson forgiveness is available, but it requires action. Hermas had to change, and so did his family. This was a call to repentance, a call to lead his family back to the right path. The vision was both a warning and an invitation. Would Hermas accept the challenge? The choice was his. This vision was a turning point for Hermas, a spiritual earthquake. Before, he carried guilt and sadness, but did nothing. The vision made everything clear. It named his sin, defined his responsibility, and took away confusion. He could no longer ignore the problem. He had to face it. But the vision also gave him hope. The promise of forgiveness was personal, direct from heaven. Hope gave Hermas the strength to change. He was no longer just a failed father. He became a spiritual leader for his family. The vision gave him a mission, to call his family to repentance and lead them back to God. It turned his pain into purpose. Most importantly, it changed his view of God. Not distant or disappointed, but intimately involved, merciful, and offering a second chance. God knew Hermas's name, his secrets, and still offered hope. This encounter transformed Hermas's life. He was empowered to act, not just for himself, but for those he loved. The vision was a gift, a new beginning. Hermas's story shows us that real change is possible. Even our deepest failures can become our greatest missions. The journey wasn't over, it was just beginning. What's the lesson for us today? The vision of Hermas calls us to more than regret. It calls us to real change. Repentance isn't just feeling sorry, it's choosing a new direction every day. Our inner life matters, our thoughts, intentions, and attitudes. True change starts inside with a pure heart and honest mind. Hermas was judged not just for actions, but for secret desires. We must guard our minds and fill them with what is good and true. The vision also teaches the power of family responsibility. Our choices and examples shape those we love. We're called to lead with love and truth, guiding those in our care. Our spiritual health affects our families and communities. We have a sacred duty to each other. And above all, the vision is a banner of hope. No matter how far we've fallen, there's always a path back. God's mercy is bigger than our mistakes. All we have to do is accept it, turn to Him, and be willing to change. This is the truth that set Hermas free, and it can set us free too.